Testing, making sure everything is okay. Yep, looks good. All right, looks like we're all set up.
United 2310, contact Miami Center on 134.35.
What's going on, everybody? Captain Gonzo here with that Flight Sim channel. We are live. Just give me a few moments. We'll get this party started right away, okay? Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Again, just giving a few moments here for people to hopefully find us live, and then we'll get this show on the road momentarily. Hopefully that chat GPT powered thumbnail caught somebody's attention. Prime OG, what's up? All good, brother. Hey, keep slaving away, keep working away, brother. Make that money. We all do it, brother. I work the weekends, so that's why you don't see me online much, but yeah, I've been busy as well, man. All right, let's go ahead and get this started. We're here in Orlando Executive. This is the airfield that I fly out of in real world. Freeware, the scenery, is it freeware? No, it's payware. It's okay. It's not perfect, but it looks better than the default. Hold on, I'm getting really annoyed with ATC right now, but we'll have to deal with it. So let's go through this pre-flight. Guys, and if you're wondering what the purpose of this video is, well, it's showcasing that Sim Instructor AI software. Now, you've never heard of them? Don't worry about it. We were kind of caught off guard a few weeks ago. Had an email in our inbox, and they said, hey guys, we're Sim Instructor AI. We're developing a virtual CFI, Certified Flight Instructor software for Flight Sim. We'd love for you guys to try it out. And we're like, yeah, why not? So we're here, about to check it out for the first time. I'm just going to do a pre-flight. Let me see if I can go in there and change some comms, because I've got Same Intentions running in the background and the Sim Instructor at the same time, so it's probably going to get a little bit conflicting at some point, but we'll see how it goes. If I have to disable Same Intentions, I'll do it, because I want the focus of this video to be solely on the Sim Instructor AI. Again, it brings you AI Certified Flight Instructor to the cockpit. Let me show you. His name is Mike, right? And I'm going to go ahead and give him a call real quick here on the comms and say, hey man, tell me what's special about the Cessna 172. So let's try it. Hey Mike, Captain Gonzo here. Can you tell me what's special about the Cessna 172 with the G1000?
The Cessna 172 with the G1000 is special because it
looks like you sent another message without a question.
Advanced avionics.
Hold
if
on.
you need help with starting up the
plane,
flying basics, or anything specific, just let me know what you want to do.
Technology, Captain Gonzo.
That's my fault. You know why? You know why that happens? Because I have my virtual co-pilot on Same Intentions happening at the same time. So there we go. Let's go over here. Let's disable this. That was my fault, guys. I had a feeling that was going to happen too. Okay, there we go. I've completely disabled the co-pilot from Same Intentions. So now we're going to go back to solely being on the Sim Instructor. So let me just pop up the software, make sure it looks good. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, here we go. I'm going to ask him a question. I just asked it through text. Let's see what he comes back with.
The Cessna 172 SP with the G1000 has a few unique features compared to older 172s. Its main upgrade is the G1000 glass cockpit, which replaces most traditional round gauges with digital screens for flight, navigation, and engine data. You'll manage nearly everything from those displays and their control panels. The electrical system supports both analog backups and the digital avionics, giving you redundancy. Otherwise, the aircraft's power plant, fuel system, and flight controls are classic, straightforward piston single setups known for reliability and predictability. If you want to focus on a particular system, just say which one.
I'm on. How do I put this back in? There we go. Get my oil dipstick back in. But yeah, you guys can see, you get the rough idea, right? It's just a virtual AI certified flight instructor. And what I'm going to do today is take a lovely flight here on the 172 from Orlando Exec over to Daytona, even though weather conditions are questionable at best. So just to be honest, I've tried out this software now once, and again, it's an alpha. Okay, it's not even in beta stage, so I need to make that very clear, guys. This is in no way, shape, or form is it close to what it should be. It's just something that is currently being developed, and we are being privileged with the opportunity to test it out and share it with you guys live. And then we did get permission from the developer. They emailed us and they said, hey, we would love you guys to share this with your community, get some feedback, and we told them that I think this is going to be a great hit. Now, will it be ready by the end of the year? Probably not. Will it be ready by next year? Who knows? All I know is they're on the cusp of something very, very unique and new, and I love it because it's going to really add on to your experience overall as you fly in the sim. So let's get started. Let me see if we can get the aircraft going. I'm not going to ask him to go through the checklist because it is a little bit funky, and I would probably just waste time. Instead, I want to see how he gives me feedback, because that's the idea. It's AI powered. It starts learning your flying abilities and your competence, and it starts giving you feedback. So let's just get started. Beacon light is on. We're going to set the standby battery switch to test. Make sure that green light doesn't extinguish within 10 seconds. Arm it. PFD is going to come on. Fuel shut off. Both. Let's prime the engine. Now we got our engine indicating systems.
American 2692, flight level 330.
We're not going to see the fuel flow. It's okay.
2692, radar contact.
Make sure to cut off. Open that throttle about 1/4 inch and clear prop.
Southwest 2201, contact Miami Center on
That's off.
132.2.
It's not powering on. What am I missing?
Southwest 2201.
Okay. Is that going to do anything for me? No? What's going on here? Hold on. Are my controls screwed up again? Sorry, folks. This is, again, just a Sim Update 5 kerfuffle. Don't know what's going on here. You can see my key, my ignition switch is turning over. What's going on? Engine's not even cranking over. Okay. Let's try this then.
2692, descend and maintain flight level 250.
Let's go find our Flight Sim 2020.
Descending to flight level 250. Cleared for the Shifty 6 arrival.
No?
Fort Myers, American
Oh, duh.
2692.
There we go. There we go. Master was off. Duh. Dumb moment. Maybe I should have used him for a checklist. All right. Got a good engine. Now we're running. Now we're good. Now that I've been dumb. Avionics bus 1 and 2. So let's see what weather is like here in Orlando Exec. Yeah, it's going to be 12725. I should know this by now. I've been flying a lot out of here lately. And I've got these freaks almost memorized. Let's see.
And
There we go.
flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information Victor. Orlando Executive Airport, information Victor. 1653 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 7, 13. Wind 080 at 11. Visibility 10. Few at 3900. Few at 10,000. Temperature 24, dew point 18. Altimeter 3000. Density altitude 1100 feet. Student pilots are soloing today, watch for them in the pattern.
Oh,
Advise on
interesting.
course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions.
There we go. We've got information, Victor. I'm going to give a call over to Say Intentions now. Again, remember, this is just Say Intentions so I can get my clearance. Let me see if they picked up my IFR. Hopefully they did. Ran the clearance Skyhawk 62770 with information, Victor, requesting IFR to Daytona.
Stand by. You're number 1.
Okay, that's promising. Type in our
Skyhawk
departure.
770, cleared to Daytona Beach. Radar vectors Kaiser. Then is filed. Climb and maintain 5,000. Departure on 119.4 squawk 6142. Expect runway 7.
Clear to Daytona Beach, radar vectors Kaiser, then it's filed, climb and maintain 5,000, departure 119.4, squawk 6142, expecting runway 7 for Skyhawk 62770. Okay, squawk was 6142.
Cessna 1 Romeo Charlie, runway 13 taxi via Delta
On.
4 Foxtrot. Skyhawk 770, read back correct.
All right, so we're going to stay on ground frequency because they are also our ground and clearance. Glad I remember that. So there we go. We've got our IFR clearance. So I'm just going to set up my flight plan real quick, and then we'll start using that Sim Instructor AI to see how he can be of help. His name is Mike, by the way. You can assign different identities. You can assign different accents, kind of like you can do with, say, intentions. But I like it because this is specific to not just a co-pilot. They're a virtual flight instructor, right? So they're going to critique you. Gonna give you feedback, and we're gonna learn together as we do this, because this is my second time technically using this software. Okay, so here we go. Let's find our first waypoint, Kaiser. I'm gonna use the keyboard to speed this up, and then from Kaiser we're going direct to Guano. Good old Guano. That's a very easy to remember waypoint. Always see it on the arrivals and departures here. And then we're going to Daytona Beach, KDAB. Again, very short hop. What runway we're expecting? 7 left? Sure. And then we're not going to set up an approach just yet. We're going to see how it goes. We're going to set our cruise altitude here, 5,000 feet on the G1000. Okay, 5,000, Guano, why not? 5,000. We'll expect something else, of course, with ATC's help. Flight plan, we're good. Let's see if I can check my RAIM status. I doubt it here. No, the aux system setup. No, I can't really see it. Okay, it's all good. Look at that weather radar. Yeah, we've got a lot of cells around us. I don't know if 5,000 feet's gonna work for us, but we're about to find out. And then let me just check in with Mike, see how he's doing. Hey Mike, Captain Gonzo here. How do you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear, Captain Gonzo.
Is that him? No. For some reason, I'm still getting...
I'm your instructor, Mike Anderson, here to guide you as you fly the C-172 SPG-1000. Let me know what you want to work on or any questions you have about the cockpit, procedures, or systems, and I'll walk you through it step by step. What would you like to do next?
All right, so yeah, I have to completely disable the push to talk for the intercom on say intentions. I thought I removed it, so let me just go in there real quick. And again, we're doing this live, so controls, intercom, we're gonna remove that. Let's just set this to a random button. There we go. Delete that. There we go. Okay, now we should have nothing with say intentions except our push to talk to ATC. Hey, Prime OG, my bad, man. I've been watching your chat, and I'm watching you D3642. What's going on? Let's try that again. So I'm going to talk to Mike again, the CFI, and I'm going to ask him, hey, man, can you run up me through the before takeoff checklist? So let's try that. Hey, Mike, so we're going to begin taxiing here. Can you prepare the before takeoff checklist for me? And we're going to go through it here in just a few moments.
Looks like there's no new question in your message. If you want to work on starting up, flying using the G1000, or have questions about the Cessna 172, just let me know what you need help with.
Okay, Mike, so what is the best takeoff procedure for the Cessna 172 with our current weight and wind condition? Let's see how he responds to that. I don't know.
I'm your instructor in the right seat, ready to help you get the most out of your Cessna 172 SPG 1000 flights. Whenever you have a question or want to work through any cockpit procedures, just let me know what you'd like to focus on. What would you like to do right now?
Nothing for now. I'm going to get my taxi clearance, and then I'll call you back up once we're airborne so you can help me navigate to our destination, Daytona Beach. Let me let him respond, then I'll get back on say intentions. We're going to do a run-up checklist.
I see there's just a couple of dots in your message. If you have a question or want to work through anything in the Cessna
He might not be
172
picking up my
cockpit,
audio.
just go ahead and type it out. I'm here for whatever you want to tackle next.
That's weird. We're going to leave it right there. If anything, I'll just start typing in the question. Okay, let's call ground. I'll let him know we're ready to taxi. And exit ground, Skyhawk 62770, requesting taxi for departure.
Skyhawk 770, runway 7 taxi via Golf Alpha 8.
Golf Alpha 8, runway 7 to Skyhawk 62770. Yeah, D3642, Mike has hearing problems. Could be a conflict, maybe because I'm using the mic for say intentions. It doesn't like to share it with other software. We'll find out. But yeah, guys, this is where I've been training out of. I've been doing my instrument training now for the past month almost. And the 172 of the G1000, exactly what you're seeing here. Once again, Flight Simulator is a tremendous resource to practice my flows, scanning my instruments. It's awesome.
Contact tower on 118.7, safe flight.
Switching to tower 18.7 for Skyhawk 62770. Bye-bye. We're going to hit up tower. Well, we're going to do a run-up real quick. And then I'll see if I can just type in the question to the instructor. But again, guys, don't be so quick to jump on critiquing the software just yet. Remember, this is an alpha built, not a beta, an alpha. And so there's still things that are going to be tweaked in the coming weeks and months. And we're doing this because we agreed to review it for the developers, and they want to get some feedback from you, our watchers, our viewers, and from ourselves as well. So here we go. Let's go through the run-up checklist. Parking brake is on. Look for 1800 RPM. $18.10. Let's check our mags. Looking for about 175 RPM maximum drop. There's 1710. Going back to Bove. Now the right mag, identical, no more than 50 RPM differential. Back to both. Fuel flow's good, oil pressure green, temperature's green, vac is good, fuel quantity showing good, good electrical. Flight controls, free and correct. Check idle. Good idle. Go back to up to 1000 RPM. We're gonna lean the mixture just a hair. All right, and we were cleared to taxi to Alpha 8. That's full length, runway 7. Here we go. All right, now let me see if I can hit him up. I told him, walk me through the takeoff checklist.
Let's start from the very beginning, since you're new. First, look at the lower left side of the panel for the master switch area. Flip both BAT and altitude switches to ON. That's your first essential power-up step before we get into anything else for takeoff. Let me know when you've got the power on, and I'll walk you straight into the next action.
See, so he's reading alt for altimeter or alternator as whatchamacallit, as altitude. So again, those are going to be a few things with the language model that are still being tweaked. But no harm, no foul. We're going to see if we can make them work and respond as we're flying here. We're holding short here. We're still on tower frequency. Departure was 119.4. Let me set that up. There we go. We got it on standby. Let's go transponder to altitude reporting mode. All right, let's make sure mixture's full rich. Flaps are up. I'm not going to need any flaps for this departure. I just want to see if I can figure out the comms. It's going to really bother me. What if I use the headset? This could be a little tricky. Let's try this. So now I don't know if you guys will. No, you'll only hear me with the Yeti. Let me just make sure that's set. Properties. Yep, Yeti is still set over here. And I'm going to set my CFI microphone to be my headset. Maybe that'll deconflict a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to do a quick test. Hello, 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 hello. There we go. Now it's picking up my voice.
Okay, and I'm going to do a quick test. Hello, 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 hello. There we go. Now it's
beautiful. Okay, so now he should be able to hear me. Hey, Mike. Captain Gonzo, you hear me good over there?
Yep, I hear you loud and clear from the right seat. Whenever you're ready, just let me know what you want to do next and I'll walk you through it. If you want to keep going with the takeoff sequence, just let me know you've got the master switches on and I'll give you the next step.
Hey, D3642. Yeah, so the software is using Sim Connect. I can see right now in the top left, it shows like your flight ID, the aircraft, and whether or not you're connected. And it gives you the ability to showcase or select your CFI. So Mike Anderson's the name. Let me see how I can split my brain into doing this, because I'm gonna have to talk to ATC and talk to him. So what I can do is, let me see if he can read back my IFR clearance, which is a feature that is part of this software, and it recognizes, say, intentions beyond ATC. So let's try that. Hey Mike, do you mind reading back my IFR clearance to Daytona, just to make sure we're on the same page?
Absolutely, I can help you out. Go ahead and speak or type the full IFR clearance you've received from ATC, and I'll give you the exact readback you should use. Just let me know everything ATC assigned. Route, altitude, squawk, departure frequency, and any special instructions, so I can make sure your readback is crisp and complete.
Okay, Mike, so we are November 62770, been cleared to Daytona, radar vectors Kaiser, then as filed, climb and maintain 5,000, departure on 119.4, squawk 6142. Let's see what he says.
Here's how you'd read that back to ATC. Cleared to Daytona, radar vectors Kaiser, then as filed, climb and maintain 5,000. Departure on 119.4, squawk 6142, November 6, 2770.
Okay.
You'd add readback correct if they ask, or ready to copy if you're requesting clarification. But that's your core readback for this clearance.
Okay, so there we go. So he's just kind of walking me through how to properly read back an IFR clearance. And you see, this is beneficial if you're getting your feet wet with IFR clearances, if you're just new in the flight sim environment to your first IFR flight, or maybe you're not, but it really helps because that's the first time I've asked him that. So now I've clarified, I've got my route, I know what to expect. Let's go ahead and call tower, let them know we're ready for departure. Lando Execs Tower, Skyhawk 62770, holding short of runway 7, ready for departure. Mixture's full rich, throttle we're gonna put full.
Skyhawk 62770, Executive Tower, runway 7, wind 080 at 11. Fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff.
Fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff, runway 7 for Skyhawk 62770. Landing lights on, strobes on. Approach end looks good. Departure end looks clear. Let's see how this weather's gonna behave with us. Quick scan, make sure everything's good. Yep, fuel selector is on both. Mixture's full rich. Let's do a rolling takeoff here. Power's coming in, full power. There we go. Engine instruments look good. Trying to keep her center line. Looking for 55 knots. We're gonna rotate and go flying. There we go. Let's go flying right there. Bring the nose up. We can try to pitch for VY, that is best rate of climb. We're gonna hold this runway heading, so we're gonna sync the heading knob right now. Pitch up a little bit. Let's bring that airspeed to VY. Once again, look at that airspeed indicator. There we go. We're gonna try to look for VY. We're gonna hold it right there. Full power, mixture's full rich. There's the winds. Doing some funky stuff, so let's go back to that runway heading. Got a quartering headwind there, pushing us about 12 knots in the northeast. Again, we're still flying runway heading. That's all we've been cleared to do. Climbing to 5,000 feet. Waiting for that handoff. Bring the nose up a little bit. See that speed's picking up because that airspeed or the relative wind increases. So all that air going through the pitot tube is just indicating a faster speed.
770, contact departure.
Switching to departure for Skyhawk 62770. Bye-bye. Orlando departure, Skyhawk 62770 at 1,200, climbing 5,000.
Skyhawk 62770, Orlando departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 5000, turn left heading 355, vectors to Kaiser, then on course.
Climb and maintain 5,000, left turn heading 355, vectors to Kaiser, then on course for Skyhawk 62770. Okay, so climbing to 5,000, let's turn that heading knob to 355. Gonna get on a good intercept course here towards Kaiser. And let's roll out. Going right into that cell. Bring the nose down. So let's go heading mode. Let's go flight level change, and I'm gonna let the airspeed build up a little bit. So let's go about 90 knots indicated. That's how I like to climb in the real 172 when I'm using the autopilot. There we go. So autopilot, it's engaged. Hopefully it doesn't kill us. You can see autopilot, heading mode, and flight level change 90 knots. So now the aircraft's gonna start pitching down. Oh, that's a good question there, D3642. Let me ask him that. Hey, Mike, as we're climbing here on our way to Daytona, can you tell me what kind of weather information I'm looking at on the G1000's MFD? Did it take it? Okay, he's thinking.
On the G1000's MFD, you can see quite a bit of weather information depending on your setup. The MFD stands for Multi-Function Display, and it's that large screen in the center. Typically, you might see things like a moving missed approach point, with metadata for nearby airports, wind direction and speed at your altitude, as well as outside air temperature. On some setups, you might also get NEXRAD weather radar overlays, or lightning data if your sim supports those features. Wind information is usually displayed in the data bar or on a dedicated wind inset, and airport weather reports will show up if you select or cursor over an airport on your missed approach point. Are you hoping to get updated METARs for your destination or looking to see weather along your route? Let me know and I'll talk you through finding exactly what you need on the screen.
Okay, let's do that. Let's look up at the latest METAR for Daytona Beach. Kilo Delta Alpha Bravo.
On the G1000, you can pull up the latest METAR for Daytona Beach, KDAB, right on the MFD. Use the FMS knob below the right side of the MFD to scroll through the nearest airports or enter KDAB if it's not already listed. Once you highlight KDAB on the missed approach point or in the airport info list, the current METAR should display near the bottom or on the airport information page. You'll see the raw weather report with wind, visibility, clouds, temperature, dew point, and altimeter setting. If you'd like to decode any part of the METAR or aren't sure what you're seeing on the screen, just read it out and I'll walk you through it.
All right. We'll expect the ILS 07 left into Daytona for Skyhawk 62770. So I had ATC and the instructor talking at the same time, but okay, so far it's pretty cool. He's giving me some cool quick lessons, nothing that I don't already know. But again, if you're new to the G1000, you're new to instrument flight rules and all that kind of environment, then you know this could be very helpful. Let me make sure we still are on that heading 355, vectors to Kaiser, then on course. So we're showing 17.3 nautical miles from Kaiser. Once we get on that established course, we're going to go ahead and just engage nav. You see that CDI, course deviation indicating needle, starting to move closer to the center of our HSI. That's because we're on a good intercept path here towards the magenta, and there's some lightning. Not advisable to fly the 172 into this type of weather, but oh well. We're gonna say screw it. Let's do it. All right, so let's try this. So now we're here. Let me see if he'll go through like a climb checklist. Mike, can you walk me through the climb checklist for the Cessna 172?
Let's run the climb checklist. Confirm the airspeed is at 70-85 knots.
Checked.
Set the throttle to full.
Check.
Below 3000 feet, confirm the mixture, rich.
Check.
Above 3000 feet, check the mixture, lean.
Checked.
Above flight level 100. Landing lights, off which covers above flight level 100.
Check.
Check the multifunction display ETA parameters.
Checked.
Climb complete. Next up, cruise.
Okay, so that was not bad. That's not bad at all. And the reason I'm doing the Cessna 172 is because it's one of the platforms that has the most information and data available for the AI to really take from and learn and walk you through. There is support for airliners, there is support for other jets and airplanes, but it's still rather limited. So again, I'm using the 172 because I figured it's one of the safest methods to use, or one of the safest aircraft to use for this tutorial, or not tutorial, this is just a first look. Again, guys, if you're just tuning in, we're looking at Sim Instructor AI, your very own virtual CFI that rides with you, learns from you every single time you fly, it connects to the sim, and it can help you go through checklists on the aircraft you're flying. It can give you some feedback.
Direct Kaiser, then is filed, please.
Direct Kaiser then is filed for Skyhawk 62770. So it's, again, it's still in the alpha stage. This is not even a beta. Alpha stage, I have to make that abundantly clear. We're still experimenting with a relatively new software here, so you can't expect perfection by any means, okay? But I want to show you guys what these guys are working with in the background. And
Skyhawk 770, contact Central Florida, approach on 119.775.
all right, switching 119.775 for Skyhawk 62770. So long. Approach Skyhawk 62770, 4,300, climbing 5,000. Direct to Kaiser.
Skyhawk 62770, Central Florida approach. Good afternoon, Orlando altimeter 3001.
3001 for Skyhawk 62770. Okay, just about under 500 feet to go. And Flacco, you were saying ask him to decode the METAR for people like me that don't remember the codes for the METAR. Ooh, that's a good one. Let me see if that'll work. Hey, Mike, can you decode that METAR for Daytona Beach that's showing on the MFD? Let's see if he'll do it.
Absolutely. Go ahead and read out the METAR you see for Daytona Beach, and I'll break down each part for you. Just say it exactly as it appears, with all the numbers and letters, and I'll walk through what each section means. Wind, visibility, clouds, temperature, and altimeter. Once you tell me what's on your screen, I'll help you interpret every piece so you know exactly what weather to expect.
Okay, so the METAR for Daytona showing 12-1753 Zulu, 080 10 15 KT, 10 SM, broken 1900, broken 25, overcast 3900, 27-21, A3001. Maybe he'll do it. He's probably gonna be like, what?
Perfect. Let's break that down together. 121753Z. This means the observation was taken on the 12th of the month at 1753 Zulu time, which covers UTC. 08:0010 KT. Winds are from 0 to 80 degrees, which covers almost due east at 10 knots. 10 SM. Visibility is 10 statute miles, which is nice and clear. BKN 019. Broken layer of clouds at 1,900 feet above ground level. BKN Redu 5. Another broken layer at 2,500 feet. OVC 039. Overcast layer at 3,900 feet. 2721. Temperature is 27 degrees Celsius. Dew point is 21 degrees. A 31 altimeter setting is already 1 inches of mercury. So you've got a few layers of broken clouds, but nothing super low. Good visibility and moderate easterly winds. That's pretty typical Florida weather. You just keep the cloud bases in mind if you're flying VFR. Let me know if you want to practice any weather-related decision-making with this scenario.
Mike, that was an excellent breakdown of the METAR. Thank you very much. For now, we are going to be expecting the ILS runway 7 left into Daytona. Can you help me prepare? What am I going to need for that ILS approach? Let's see how he handles that question.
For the ILS runway 07, left at Daytona, you'll want to have the localizer frequency and course loaded in your nav radio. Tune in the proper inbound course for 7 left, and brief your approach minimums and missed approach procedure. Make sure you know your decision altitude, the glide slope intercept altitude, and the final approach fixed location. You'll also need to configure for landing as you intercept the glide slope. Think about getting to approach speed and flaps as you descend on glide path. If you want, read out the approach plate or frequencies you see, and I'll double check they're set up correctly. Are you planning to fly the approach with the G1000 autopilot or hand fly?
I'll be using the autopilot on the G1000, but then I'll hand fly it once I've got the runway made.
Great! Using the G1000 autopilot can really help reduce workload on an ILS approach. So here's what you'll do. Once you're cleared to intercept the localizer, set the nav source on your PFD to Navi1 so the localizer is active. Then arm approach mode by pressing the approach button on the PFD panel. The autopilot will capture the localizer first, and then the glide slope when you intercept from below. As you get established and start descending down the glide slope, monitor your airspeed and set your landing flaps when appropriate. When you have the runway in sight and you're confident you can make the landing, disconnect the autopilot and hand fly to touchdown. Let me know if you want the exact location of any of the autopilot or navigation buttons on the G1000 panel.
Okay, that's pretty cool. This is actually a lot more in depth than I thought it would be. And D3642, so you're asking what would you do to avoid flying into that yellow area of bad weather? Well, yeah, you can just ask for a detour with ATC, right? Especially if you're on a cleared route already, and you can tell them, hey, I need to deviate however many degrees left or right because of weather. Also, if you feel like you can climb above the weather or descend below it, you can also request that. Now, they're not always going to be allow you to deviate, because remember, there's other traffic in the area and they've already cleared you to a specific route. That is the beauty, but also the double-edged sword that is IFR flying. You're assigned a slot, an altitude, and a time in the airspace or in the corridors, and so that's why it's kind of hard sometimes. But for the most part, you're in the weather, you feel like you need to deviate, ultimately you got to do what you got to do, right? Just request it. What did I want to do next? I know where I'm already cruising, and let's see. Alpha, you're asking if it's something we can download right now. I'm not familiar. I think it is available for purchase. They do have a subscription-based platform. However, they do have other options. I don't want to get into that just yet because I'm not too familiar. But once I'm more versed with their their sales model and what they're planning on doing, I can definitely start giving you guys more ideas and better information of what they offer. So right now, they've made this available to us as content creators so that we can test it out and keep trying it out as the product matures. And we do have 4 licenses, or 3 or 4 licenses that they gave us so that we can give out to our community of followers for free, right? Free of cost to you guys. We're trying to figure out a way to how we're going to make a raffle or something to make it fair for everybody, right? And we are more than happy to share this with our followers if you guys think that this is something you can use for training and just for practice. So far, I'm actually pretty impressed. For an alpha, it does pretty good. And if you're just looking to get behind the 172 and just practice and just hone in on your skills, this could be a great way to do it. Okay, so we're getting close here. We're 8 miles from Guano. Let me see what's up. What's up with this approach? What are we going to do? Site Intentions has not given me any more instructions thus far. And approach Skyhawk 62770. We're showing about 8 miles to the south from Guano. We'd like to start descending now to prepare for the ILS 7 left into Daytona.
Skyhawk 770, descend at your discretion. Expect the ILS runway 7 left approach.
Descend at our discretion, expecting the runway 7 left ILS into Daytona for Skyhawk 62770. All right, so I've got my approach plate here. It looks like at or above 1900, so we're going to set 2000 on the autopilot here. Let's go vertical speed, nose down. Let's start descending. 700 feet per minute. That seems good. The aircraft's going to fight for its life now. Hey, Mike, can you run me through the descent checklist, please? Let's reduce power.
I've opened the checklist panel. Please select the checklist you'd like to run.
Okay, let me go into the software. Let's go before taxi. No, let's go descent. Here
All
we
right,
go.
descent checklist. Set the altimeter.
Set.
Set the standby altimeter.
Set.
Set the altitude selector.
Set.
Citation 7 X-ray Lima, contact Miami Center on 133.275.
Confirm the VS. Flight level change is at 500-600 feet per minute. 95 knots.
Set. We're a little bit more aggressive than that.
Set the power to as rec.
Set.
Set the FMS GPS to review.
Set.
Below 3,000 feet, confirm the mixture.
Set.
Set the below 3,000 for init to rich.
Set.
Set the above 3,000 fiant to lean.
Set.
Set the fuel selector valve to both.
Set.
Set the flaps to as rec.
No flaps for now. Set.
Check the VFR announce position for landing.
Set.
Descent complete. Next up, go around.
Okay, so yeah, I might I might be going missed here because we're still at 3,600. I mean, we're okay. We can still come down. D3642 is asking difference between Say Intentions AI Copilot. So the AI Copilot feature from Say Intentions can help you through checklists as well, but it won't be as in-depth as walking you through the systems of the aircraft as the Sim Instructor AI is doing. Again, keep in mind that this is still very limited, very early, so it's supposed to know the Cessna 172 pretty well, depending on how you tailor your questions and the checklist. But that's the main difference. Your virtual co-pilot from Say Intentions can monitor and handle ATC. They can respond. They can do that kind of stuff, but they will not be as familiar with the aircraft, and they can't operate the aircraft, as far as I know, to fly for you. Neither can this guy either. I don't think he handles the aircraft for you, but it's just there to be a virtual flight instructor, if that makes any sense, right? And you can ask him questions. Let's see what happens now, because we're still outbound from Guano. We haven't been cleared for the ILS, so I'm not going to make any turns yet. I'm just going to continue descending until we're told otherwise. And Alpha, pretty cool. Is this something we can download right now, or just executive? Oh, sorry, you already asked that question earlier. My bad, man. D, so you want to see me do the ILS incorrectly? I mean, I can. Let me ask him. Hey, Mike, so ATC has not given us vectors for the ILS. What should I do now? What should I tell them?
Skyhawk 770, contact Daytona Beach approach on 118.85.
Let me see if Mike answers.
If ATC hasn't given you vectors for the ILS yet, and you're getting close to where you'd expect to turn on to final, you can let them know you need vectors. Just press the mic and say, for example, approach Cessna 172 SP, request vectors for the ILS approach to runway number.
Skyhawk 62770.
If you're unsure when to expect vectors, or you feel like you might be getting too close to the airport without instructions, it's totally fine to ask. You might say, approach Cessna 172 SP, we have not received vectors for the ILS, request instructions. That will prompt them to give you headings as needed to intercept the localizer. Keep it simple and direct so they know you're ready.
Okay, that's fair enough. So I just asked him, hey, what do I do if they haven't really given me any vectors or anything? And he kind of gave me a pretty straightforward answer. Now, I know what to do. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to contact Tower, let them know I need vectors towards the ILS. However, that's an approach control function. Let's see what happens, however. Daytona Beach Tower, Skyhawk 62770. We're looking for vectors for the ILS runway 7 left. We have not been cleared by approach.
133.475 for United 2342.
This could be messy. Let's see what happens.
Skyhawk 62770, Daytona Beach approach. Good afternoon, Daytona Beach, altimeter 3001.
Altimeter 3001 for Skyhawk 62770. And again, we weren't clear for the approach, so I'm just still flying outbound in the heading. Let's see what this approach looks like on the plate once again.
Skyhawk 770, turn right, heading 150 vectors for the ILS runway 7 left approach.
Right turn heading 150 vectors for the ILS 7 left into Daytona for Skyhawk 770. Okay, here we go. 150.
November 518, radar contact.
Yeah, I feel a little better about that. Let's see what happens. We've got nav 1. See, we're tuned in to that localizer 109.7. We've got the identifier IDAB. Final approach course 070. Let's see what happens here. All right, Mike, so it looks like we're being vectored to intercept the localizer for 7 left. Can you run me through the before landing checklist, please?
I have opened the checklist panel. Please select the checklist you'd like to run.
Here we go. Let's go
Time
to
for
the
the ILS approach checklist. When ILS captured, CDI will change from GPS to localizer. Set the ILS FRAC, which covers nav 1.
Set.
Ensure the runway course is set.
Set.
Set the approach button to pressure.
All right, we'll set it. Not yet.
ILS approach complete. Next up, go around.
All right, so he's standing by with the go-around checklist. Ooh, Kerm, and that is a good one. A VOR approach next. That would be fun. I could probably go up to Ocala. I know they do have a VOR approach there, so. All right, we're still on that vectors. D3642, that's a good one. I wonder if I asked him that, what he would say. Hey, Mike, did you put your seatbelt on?
Absolutely. I always buckle in before anything else, just like you should. It's a bit like clicking your seatbelt in a car before you start moving. Even if we're just sitting on the ground, having that habit helps keep everyone safe and sets the right example from the start of every flight.
All right, turning left 110, maintaining 1600 until established on the localizer, cleared for the ILS 7 left for Skyhawk 62770. All right, so let's go ahead and descend down to 1600. Let's go vertical speed, nose down. And we've been cleared for the ILS now, which means that once we intercept that localizer, we are okay to go ahead and follow that localizer, right? So intercept it, establish ourselves, and then proceed via that approach as published.
American 289, contact Miami Center on 128.17.
So I'm going to arm nav and approach. And you can see here on the PFD, localizer and glide slope are armed. We'll continue on this heading. Kerm saying, sweet, I flew the other day and it's been so long I forgot you have to fly manually. Yeah, VOR approaches are interesting, man. Did I do one? Yeah, I did an approach a couple weeks ago and I was like, whoa. Yeah, quick slice of humble pie, if you ask me. And I'll probably be flying again this Thursday. Hopefully weather is good so I can go do some more instrument work. All right, here we go. We're going to capture 1600. Mixture's full rich. Fuel tank selector on both. Trim is doing its own thing. We're still in IMC, instrument meteorological conditions, so I'm letting the autopilot do the flying for us. And I've disabled the synthetic vision because the G1000 that I use in real world does not have synthetic vision to this degree where you can see the runway and all that. So I like to mimic what I get in the real airplane. I don't get the nice fancy boxes either.
133.85 for Frontier Flight 2715. Good day.
I'm going to wait for the landing clearance and then I'll go through the before landing checklist with Mike. And you know what? Let's go to procedure, activate vectors to final. There we go. We're slowing down. Let's get on the power. Good headwind here coming out of the east, just like we expected on the METAR. Okay, faux leg is our final approach fix. So within half a mile of faux leg, or half a nautical mile, I want to be configured. Flaps, I'm going to probably go flaps 10 for this approach. There we go. I'm starting to see the ground. Hey, Flacco, yes. Yeah, so it does use SimConnect, and it recognizes the aircraft you're on, and it pulls the checklists and all that are associated with the aircraft. And like I said earlier, you can use it on other aircraft, but support's still limited for most airplanes, especially third-party aircraft. Like I know they're actually advertising that they can help you with the MD-11 from TFDI, but I haven't tried it yet because I feel like it's probably going to be a little bit too early still. But I could be wrong. Maybe we'll try that on the next live stream. But for now, I just want to see how it behaves with the Cessna 172 basic little flight IFR from Orlando Exec to Daytona. So let's see how it goes. Okay, we're still looking good here. Just waiting for the landing clearance. At least we're starting to break below the cloud layer. I know they were showing broken at like 3,900 or 1,900. We're at 16. This makes sense. I wish I could log this as actual instrument flying for my logbook. Okay, and our missed approach procedure. Climb 700, climbing right turn to 3,000 on heading 175.
770, contact Daytona Beach Tower on 120.7.
120.7 for Skyhawk 62770. Oh wow, I was talking to approach this whole time. Duh. Daytona Beach Tower, Skyhawk 62770 is 1600. Intercepting the localizer, 7 left. There she goes. Localizer capture.
Skyhawk 62770, Daytona Beach International Airport Tower, roger. Wind 080 at 10, gusting 15.
All right, no clearance to land. He just gave me the wind conditions. We'll just continue inbound. There we go. Capturing that glide, or not the glide slope, just the localizer. 4.8 from faux leg, final approach fix. We'll reset our altitude to 3,000. And we're going to look for the radial 33 out of the Orlando Vortac to Smyrna at 33.1 DME, and we're going to hold if we go missed. So I'm going to tune in Orlando Vortac, which is 112.2. Yep, 112.2. So let's switch over to nav 2. I'm going to set that there, 112.2.
770, runway 7 left, wind 080 at 10, gusting 15. Cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 7 left for Skyhawk 62770. Okay, we've got the clearance to land. Let's call up the before landing checklist. Mike, let's go through the before landing checklist, please.
I've opened the checklist panel. Please select the checklist you'd like to run. All right, before landing checklist. Confirm the VFR announce final.
Check.
Set the fuel selector valve to both.
Set.
Set the mixture to rich.
Set.
Turn the landing lights on.
Set.
Turn the autopilot off.
Set. We'll continue the autopilot for now.
Extend the flaps.
Okay, let's go flaps 10. Set.
Check the final approach airspeed is at 60-70 knots.
We're going to keep it a little higher. Winds are gusting. I'm going to shoot for 90 knots on the approach. Flaps 10. Set. Oh, Flacco, that's a great question. I wonder if I can ask him that.
Before landing complete.
Okay.
Next up, after landing.
Hey, Mike, where's the fuel tank selector? Where can I find that in the cockpit?
You'll find the fuel selector valve down between the seats, lower center in the cockpit. Look just in front of the seats beneath the main instrument panel. There's a circular selector you can turn to set left, right, or both tanks. Just reach straight down and you should spot it easily.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for that, sir.
You're welcome. If there's anything else in the cockpit you're looking for, or if you want to go through a particular procedure, just let me know.
All right, so we're half a nautical mile from the final approach fix. We are configured to land flaps 10. Again, I'm going to keep the speed up on this approach because it is gusty. And in real world, I've actually been landing a lot with flaps 10, even flaps 20 in certain days because of the winds lately. And it's a lot easier, a lot smoother to land this 172 with flaps 10 and flaps 20 when the wind conditions are gusty. Again, I don't want to drop flaps full and then come in too slow, then all of a sudden hit a wind gust, and now I'm bleeding off airspeed. So that's why I've been doing flaps 10. My instructor seems to be happy with that, and so I'm going to try to replicate that here. Yeah, Flacco, I don't think they're at that level yet, but it would be pretty awesome if they would. I got to reach out to them and see if that's a plan that they're working on to integrate it with the cockpit and the Flight Sim 2024 environment to really bring that instructor mentality to life. Because if they do that, holy smokes, that would be amazing. Imagine you're just taking on the PMDG for the first time and you're like, where's my mode control panel? How do I set the altitude? And then he guides you to it. I think that would be awesome. All right, here we go. I see the runway, so we're already good. I'm going to set my missed approach altitude to 3,000 feet as published. And that heading was 175, so let's go ahead and set that heading bug 175. Set. And yeah, climbing right turn to 3,000 and heading 175. And then we're going to track the Orlando Vortac Radio 33 from the station to Smyrna, and we would hold at 33.1 DME from the Vortac. I don't know. I think I'm going to go missed and see how Mike handles it. And I want to see how Say Intentions handles a missed approach. So far, this looks like a pretty good approach, though. Pretty cool weather. I like it. I just want to see how everything the Say Intentions and Mike handles. So I'm going to wait till I get to our minimums, 230, right? That's our decision altitude. At that point, we decide whether we're going to continue to land or we're going to go missed. And D3642, that would be awesome. A laser pointer. But yeah, look at these winds. Look at this, guys. I got to get on the power, make sure we're not losing our airspeed, but winds are crazy. So you know what? I'm going to get a little bit closer. A little bit closer. Speed's okay. That's why I'm staying on flaps 10. Okay, let me see if the autopilot disconnect is mapped. Yep, my controls. We're going to go missed. Here we go. Ooh, she's fighting me. Let's continue climbing. Wow. Yeah, these winds are nuts. Hey, Mike, I'm executing a missed approach. Can you go ahead and walk me through the go-around checklist, please?
Okay, let's go through the go-around checklist. Check. The throttle is at full, which covers 2,300 RPM min.
Check.
Set the mixture to rich.
Set.
Flaps, set for tow.
Set.
Confirm the...
I don't know what he meant there, but we're going to ignore that. Set.
Go around complete. Next up, after landing.
We're going to tune into that 3-3 from the Orlando Vortac. There we go. And Daytona Beach Tower, Skyhawk 62770 is going missed. Unstable approach. Make that right turn to heading 175.
770, execute missed approach procedure. Contact departure on 118.85.
All right, executing missed approach procedure. Contacting approach 118.85 for Skyhawk 62770. Making that right turn, heading 175, climbing 3,000. Let's go ahead and switch over to approach. Okay, 175, there we go. Daytona approach, Skyhawk 62770. on heading 175, climbing 3000 for the missed approach, ILS 7 left.
Skyhawk 62770, departure, and here I was having a good day. Execute missed approach. Give me 1 second.
They didn't like that too much. All right, we'll execute the missed approach procedure for Skyhawk 62770. I'm so sorry. Oh, man. That was funny. I did not expect that from Sane Tensions. All right, so...
Skyhawk 770, turn right, heading 250 vectors for the ILS, runway 7 left approach.
Turn right, heading 250 vectors for the ILS 07 left. Skyhawk 62770. I did not expect that. All right. Oh my god, that is hilarious. I love it when they get sassy. And Daytona, the approach, would you like us to continue climbing to 3000 for Skyhawk 62770? Oh, they don't want to talk to me now. Now they're just pissed. I'm going to continue climbing to 3000. Heading 250 now. Going to level off the wings. Let's switch off our CDI back to localizer 1, nav 1. Let's go vectors to final again, because we're going to get vectors at some point to intercept.
Frontier flight 3399, contact Miami Center on 134.35.
Hey Mike, so I just executed a missed approach. I had an unstable approach there. What do you think? Was that the right thing to do?
Going around when you recognize things are unstable is always the right call. That shows good judgment. Don't try to salvage a sketchy approach. Missed approaches are a normal part of safe flying, and the goal is always to be fully stabilized before you commit to landing. Reset, get set up early on the next approach, and you'll have a much higher chance for a smooth landing. If you'd like some tips on how to set up for a more stable final next time, just let me know.
All right, Mike, thank you for the insight, man. Really appreciate the feedback. Glad to know I did the right thing there. Oh, autopilot wasn't on. What's going on? There we go. Now she's capturing. Good God. Yeah, at least I don't have any numbers to call. And yeah, Flacco, I don't think he's too happy that I went missed. That airspace must be busy, but I haven't heard anybody else on the pattern, so I don't know, man. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. But my instructor told me I did the right thing. Oh, D3642. Let me ask him that. Hey, Mike, the approach controller was not happy that I executed the go around. How should I respond? He yelled at me and he wasn't happy.
If a controller is upset after you go around, just stay calm and professional. All you need to say is something like, unable to continue approach due to unstabilized conditions, executing missed approach. Controllers expect pilots to prioritize safety. If questioned further, just repeat calmly that safety required a go-around. Never feel pressured to land if you're not comfortable. Your judgment in the cockpit comes first.
That's
this
a good
happens
instructor.
sometimes, so don't let it shake you. Stay clear, honest, and always make your own safety-based call.
All right, switching to tower 120.7 for Skyhawk 62770. Bye-bye. Daytona Tower, Skyhawk 62770 is 3000, heading 250, looking for vectors for the ILS 7 left. We can make it again, please. I like this instructor, though. He's giving me confidence.
Skyhawk 62770, Daytona Beach International Airport Tower, turn left, heading 245 vectors for the ILS runway 7 left approach.
Turning left, heading 245 vectors for the ILS 7 left approach for Skyhawk 62770. All right, so we're going to make that left turn heading 245, maintaining 3000. But yeah, I like this. I like this guy, man. Mike seems to have my back here. So he must have interrupted his solitaire game. He was playing Minesweeper. Oh man, I love this, man. This is so cool. I can't wait to reach out to the developers. Flacco, I gotta go through our inbox, man, and go look at the individual's name. Hold up, let me go through here. I love this. I'm actually liking this a lot more than I anticipated, and if I can be honest. Where is it? Going through here. No. I have a lot of emails, guys. I'm sorry. Here it is. Jason. Jason's the guy's name. There we go. Jason, if you're watching this now or in the future, wow, I'm impressed. It's not perfect, right? I'm not going to sit here and lie to our viewers or lie to you. It's not perfect by any means. I've heard some weird terminology and words that the instructor uses, but so far I feel like there's somebody physically there with me and they can actually guide me through what I'm about to do. So like right now I just executed the missed approach at Daytona. We're being vectored to give it another shot here, and I feel like my instructor Mike Anderson's got my back. So Jason from Sim Instructor AI, kudos to you, brother. This is awesome. Thank you once again for giving me the opportunity to explore this new feature, this new software that you guys are working on. I want to say you guys are onto something really awesome, and I can't wait to see what the final product looks like when this model, right, this AI model is fine-tuned and perfected further. But so far, guys, let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? For those of you watching us out there, what do you guys think so far? Is this something you guys see yourself using? Is this something that you want to wait maybe a little bit further on so it's better? What do you guys think? I think as I'm training for my instrument stuff in real world, I might be using this guy a little bit more now to just help me go through flows and have that feeling of having an instructor, because that's what I do in real world. My instructor in real world, one of the best people I've ever flown with, phenomenal guy, actually got us out of a very hairy situation last week. Captain Flacco knows about it. Trucking, that is another guy that I talked to off the record, and I don't want to go into too many details because we did declare an emergency. That's all I'm gonna say. But we made it back safely onto the ground, and having that confidence and that ability with somebody next to me just made me feel better as a flyer, right? And it was a learning lesson for me. So having a virtual flight instructor is awesome. Flacco saying, I think I should go live and try it myself since I don't know nearly as much as Gonzo and put it through his paces. Hey man, no, yeah, but that's the whole point, right? We're all exploring this new software. Flacco, make sure you try it out, man. I've got the credentials so you can log in on your side, maybe tonight or whenever, and just let me know. I'll send it your way. It's awesome. And guys, again, if you're watching this, we have been giving licenses to issue out to our community of followers, so we're still coming up with a game plan to see how we're going to issue those out in a fair way so that people get, you know, access to the software without having to pay for it. We've got the license copies, we've got the serial numbers, or whatever you call it, the keys. We're just trying to come up with a good plan to issue them out to our community of followers. So stay tuned for that. We'll be making a post, maybe a little screenshot competition, maybe a landing competition, wherein Captain Flacco and I kind of judge, or we'll open it to the public and say, all right, people, who did the best landing? Can so-and-so land better than Captain Gonzo? Can this individual land better? And maybe we'll see. Yeah, D3642, you know what? Let me provide the link to the website right now on the chat so you guys are a little bit more familiar with what I'm looking at. All right, everyone, take a look at the chat. I have just published the link directly to Sim Instructor AI's website. Give them a shout out, give them a check out, read through their software, read through what they're offering right now, and then you guys come up with your own conclusions whether or not this is something you want to see or try for yourselves. Regardless, stay tuned as Captain Flacco and I figure out a good game plan to get those licenses issued out to our community of followers. You guys can explore and enjoy along with us as this product continues to mature. It is awesome. I am happy. It is an alpha. Again, I have to make that very clear. This is still an alpha, but it is pretty decent. Okay, say intentions is not giving me any vectors. Turn left heading 245. Nope, we're still on the vectors, so hopefully they don't forget about us, because now we're... How far are we? Yeah, we're 13 miles from Faux Lake, so we're at least probably, what, 15, 16 miles from the tower. Daytona Tower, Skyhawk 62770. We're looking for vectors to intercept the localizer. 7 left.
Skyhawk 770, turn right heading 035.
Right turn heading 035 for Skyhawk 62770. Should have gone the other way. Would have been a lot quicker than doing this. .035 set. Solitaire hasn't finished. He's on a good league, but this is Tower. This is not Approach anymore, so I wonder if Tower and Approach are placing bets on whether or not I'm going to make it down alive. Hey, Mike, I'm a little nervous here, man. We're in the weather. We're still getting vectors. What should I do to set ourselves up for this ILS into Daytona? Unable to keep current heading.
Let's get you set up calm and steady for that ILS into Daytona. First, make sure you've got the ILS frequency tuned in on your nav radio and it matches the plate for your runway. Next, activate approach mode on the G1000 by pressing the approach button. It's over on the left side of the PFD near the navigation buttons. As approach gives you vectors, focus on flying headings and altitudes as assigned. Get the aircraft slowed to approach speed as you intercept the localizer, and keep your scan moving between your attitude, heading, and airspeed so you don't get overloaded by the weather outside. Once you capture the localizer and glide slope, stay on the needles and let the autopilot help if you're comfortable with that. Just be ready to take over manually if you need to. If things ever feel rushed, or you lose situational awareness, ask for vectors again, or request to go around. You're doing the right thing by slowing down, getting configured early, and double-checking your instruments. Talk yourself through each step out loud. It helps calm your nerves in the weather, and it's a great habit for instrument flying.
I like this guy. Mike is my guardian angel. I like it. One of these days, I'm going to show my real-life instructor this video, and he's probably going to slap his forehead 14 times and slap me, but I'm going to tell him I've met someone else. I'm going to tell him Mike he's not just a friend. He holds me. He keeps me safe in the weather. Oh, God. Okay, we're still on these vectors. I'm going to ask Tower if we're cleared for the ILS. And Tower, Skyhawk 62770, heading 035 inbound for that ILS 7 left. Are we cleared for the ILS 7 left? It's a lot of speaking, by the way. I shouldn't be saying like that.
Skyhawk 770, runway 7 left, wind 080 at 10, gusting 15. Cleared for the ILS, runway 7 left.
Clear for the ILS 7 left for Skyhawk 62770. Okay, let's bring that altitude down back to about 1600. Start descending gradually, nothing crazy here. We got glide slope armed, localizers capturing. Never mind, I already cleared myself, or I read back the clearance. Okay, Mike, looks like we're capturing that localizer yet again, or intercepting the localizer for the ILS 7 left. Let's go through the before landing checklist one more time, please.
I've opened the checklist panel. Please select the checklist you'd like to run. All right, before landing checklist. Verify the VFR announce final.
Checked.
Set the fuel selector valve to both.
Checked.
Set the mixture to rich.
Mixture's rich.
Turn the landing lights on.
Checked.
Turn the autopilot off.
Checked. Autopilot will stay on.
Extend the flaps.
Checked.
Confirm the final approach airspeed is at 60-70 knots.
Checked. We're still descending.
Before landing complete. Next up, after landing.
Okay, so after landing checklist, we'll leave it there. And again, these are the items in the checklist that are showing up in the software panel itself. So It doesn't show an actual landing checklist per se like the real aircraft. I can always just go in my ForeFlight like I do in real world, or just grab the POH, right, and go through those checklists myself. So let's do that now. I'm going to call up the, let's see, normal landing checklist. So airspeed is calling for 65 knots indicated, although that is flaps full. I'm going to go with flaps 10 again because of the gusty conditions, and I'm going to try to keep my approach speed to about 90 knots. Okay, that's what works for me in real world. So there we go. Elevator trim control will adjust touchdown with the main wheels first. Landing roll, we're going to lower the nose wheel gently, and then we're going to apply brakes to slow the aircraft. Here we go. So we're still inbound on this ILS. Oh, D3642. You know what? Let's check it out. Let me ask him right now. That's a good question. D3642 is asking if our CFI is able to handle or deal with abnormal conditions, like a little bit hotter on the EGT exhaust gas temperature or anything like that. So let me see. Hey, Mike, what if I notice my exhaust gas temperature is a little bit hotter than I want it to be as I'm setting up for this approach? What should I do? Uh-oh.
If your exhaust gas temperature is hotter than you'd like during approach, the first thing to check is your mixture setting. As you descend and get closer to sea level, you want to gradually enrich the mixture. So push the mixture control forward smoothly, aiming for full rich as you get low. This will help cool your EGT and also ensure good engine performance during approach and go around. If you're still high on EGT after enriching, just keep monitoring, especially in a normally aspirated engine like this. Stay alert, but as long as your engine's running smoothly and you've got the mixture full rich for lower altitudes, you're in a good spot to continue. Always be ready to go around if anything starts to feel off, but small EGT fluctuations are part of normal power changes and descent.
Okay. So D3642, does that answer your question? It seems like, yeah, all you have to do is just talk to him and be like, hey, I'm noticing this. What do you think I should do?
770, runway 7 left, wind 080 at 10, gusting 15, cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 7 left for Skyhawk 62770. There we go, we've been cleared to land, so now we just focus on bringing this bird down. Final approach fix, full leg, 3.4 nautical miles away. We have to be at or above 1600. That's where the Maltese cross is at. We'll capture that glide slope, and then we'll begin slowing the aircraft down. We're below 110 knots indicated. That's where we can drop down to flaps 10. I'm going to wait still. Again, within half a nautical mile of the final approach fix is when I like to be configured for landing. And again, I'm just briefing myself here because of the gusty conditions today. We're going to be landing flaps 10 with an approach speed of about 90 knots. And that's something that, again, I've been doing in real world. It's worked out perfectly for me, and it's given me a greater margin, especially with wind gusts, right? You don't want to be too slow and low when all of a sudden that wind picks up and you're flirting with your stall speed in dirty config, right? So I like to give myself a good margin just in case I experience a either low level wind shear or some type of wind gusts change that can dramatically alter my performance or contribute to a power off stall right when I'm about to land. Cool. All right, brother. Yeah, I'm glad that answered your questions. Here we go. We're going to try this landing once again. I like that. I like how Mike is walking me through everything. Hey, Mike, so for this landing, I'm going to go with flaps 10. I'm going to keep my approach speed to 90 knots because the winds are gusting up to like 19 knots. Would you agree with that decision?
Using flaps 10 for a gusty landing is a smart move in the Cessna 172. It gives you a little less drag and a firmer touchdown, which helps you maintain control. Bumping your approach speed up to 90 knots is also a good way to compensate for those gusts.
I don't know what he said.
A common rule of thumb is to add half the gust factor to your normal approach speed. Keeping the speed up like you plan helps prevent getting caught by a sudden loss of wind. Just be ready to smoothly reduce power as you cross the numbers, and don't force the landing. Let it settle on. Hold a slight nose-up attitude and keep flying the airplane all the way to taxi speed, especially as you handle the gusts. Your plan sounds solid for the conditions.
Oh, Mike, you're such a good friend. Thank you, sir. I'm glad I'm paying you the big bucks so you can give me that affirmation. You're a good friend, my friend. I'm going to promise I'm going to bring you back home safe, okay? All right, heading 175 once again. 3,000 set for our missed approach, just in case we want to go missed. But I don't think I'm going to do that because tower and the approach controller might both kick me out. Okay, we're getting a little slow. Let's add power. Again, glide slope is captured. Good localizer. There we go. We're just flying her down, letting the autopilot do the work for us for now. I like it. I like it. I feel good. Minimums are still set. Decision altitude 230 feet. MSL. Altimeter 3001. Flaps 10 set. Mixture full rich. Fuel tank selector on both. Landing lights are on. I'm happy. A little bit faster. Let's kill the power a little bit. There we go. But look at that wind component down here, right on my PFD. You can see winds are out of the southeast now. 14. I think I've seen 17, 19 knots. Look how much that airspeed is fluctuating. Now it's back to the east. Look, northeastern wind now. See how quickly that can change on you? Let's look outside real quick. Looking spiffy. Looking good. Getting a little bit fast there. Yep. So let's reduce power. All right. My controls. Wow. She is sluggish. Okay. Watching the glide slope. Look at this. Look how much this thing is dancing in the wind now. I'm going to arrest that descent, right? So we're going to keep wings level. Let's get back on center line. Getting low on the glide slope. Let's get power. Let's get power. Remember, the closer we get to that runway and that localizer and glide slope antennae, the more sensitive it'll get. So you want to be very careful with your control inputs. I'm going to keep my speed up, all right? I'm happy with the speed. Doesn't hurt. Winds are bouncing everywhere. Look at this. We're all of a sudden we're floating now. Look at this. Look at this. Holy smokes. I wish I had a force feedback yoke. There we go. We should feel a little bit smoother now. There we go. Bring back the power. Way hot now. There we go. Now let's just bring her down. Winds are pretty much off of our nose here. Let's bring back the power. We got plenty of speed. We're gonna let that airspeed bleed off. We're gonna go beyond the 1,000 footers. Look how much we're floating. Oh yeah, this thing wants to float. Got a lot of speed. Give it a little power. That's okay. Okay, we're down on the ground. Let's see if we can vacate right and go to the FBO. Yeah, D3642. That was a bit, a little bumpy, but hey, it happens in the real world, man. I've been experiencing it lately. Hot days here in Central Florida, gusty conditions. The aircraft will throw you around, man, especially when I'm flying under the hood, right, with my foggles on, and I'm just looking at my displays. It's a little stressful, not gonna lie. That's why you have that safety pilot or your instructor at that point, so they make sure you're not doing anything crazy. Okay, we're gonna vacate here on Papa 5.
770, exit at Papa 5 if able. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Exiting at Papa 5, contacting ground 1219er for Skyhawk 62770. Bye-bye. Okay, let's open the window. This is exactly what I do after I land because it gets hot as heck. Let's lean the mixture. Let me let Mike know I want to go through my after landing checklist. Mike, can you go through the after landing checklist, please?
I've opened the checklist panel. Please select the checklist you'd like to run. Okay, let's go through the after landing checklist. Retract the flaps.
Check.
Request taxi clearance.
I'm going to request it. Just checked.
Turn the taxi lights on.
Check.
Turn the landing lights off.
Check.
Turn the strobe lights off.
Checked.
Set the transponder to standby.
Checked.
Elevator trim, reset to neutral.
Checked. Okay, he's thinking. There we go.
After landing complete. Next up, after parking.
Okay. Daytona Ground Skyhawk 62770 is clear of 7 left at Papa 5, requesting taxi to the general aviation ramp.
Skyhawk 770, taxi to GA parking stand 401 via Bravo 3. Good day.
Parking stand via Bravo 3 for Skyhawk 62770. Okay, we're just going to taxi ahead. Clear on the right. Clear on the left. See, I'm assuming Bravo 3 is down the way a little bit. So we're going to continue via Papa. That's Bravo 1. All right, let's look up our airport diagram here. Yep, Bravo 3 is coming up here just shortly as we continue on Papa. This is cool, man. I really like this software so far, guys. Again, let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you're watching this in the future, feel free, man, to go ahead and critique as you must or as you desire. This is something that the developers want, right? Jason at Sim Instructor AI reached out, and this is exactly what they asked for. They're like, hey, showcase it with your community and let us know what kind of feedback you get. And I'm going to send them the link to this live immediately once I'm done, because I feel like it's going to benefit them as well to get feedback. So guys, don't be afraid to drop comments and let me know what you're personally thinking. I already have a mental note of what I would like to see in the future from this program, as well as Captain Flacco, right? Like, he was talking about an interactive flight instructor that knows how to depict your components on the on the aircraft and be able to call it out or highlight it. So that would be awesome. Where's Bravo 3? Oh, this airport diagram is not like what I'm looking at in real world. I guess we're going to the fire station, boys. Let's go to the fire station. Let's do that. We're gonna pay these boys a visit. I want to check out their engines there. Hello, boys. Hopefully we can go to a fire hose subs. There we go, because we're cool like that. Let's spin her around. Oh yeah. Parking brake is on. All right, let me call up Mike and have him go through the after parking checklist.
Time for the after parking checklist. Turn the taxi light off.
Checked.
Set the parking brakes.
Set.
Turn the avionics switch, which covers bus 1 and 2, off.
Checked.
Set the throttle to idle.
Set.
Check the engine 650 RPM.
Checked.
Set the mixture to idle cutoff.
Checked.
After parking complete. Next up, securing aircraft.
Okay, I'm ready for the securing aircraft checklist.
Let's run the securing aircraft checklist. Turn the magnetos off.
Checked.
Turn the beacon off.
Check.
Turn the nav lights off.
Checked.
Turn the master switch, which covers altitude and bat, off.
Check.
Turn the standby battery switch off.
Checked.
Fuel selector valve, left or right.
Checked.
Securing aircraft complete.
All right, let's step outside. No, not going back inside. What are you doing? All right, let me see if I can walk around. Nope, because I got to reset my keyboard. Let's go to keyboard. All planes character. There we go. Now we can move. Again, Asobo, why? Why did you decide to change keyboard commands and profiles? Why? What is the reason? Anyways, guys, we made it down to Daytona. Okay, let me see. I'm going to go through the chat now so I can start answering questions.
Cessna 25 Kilo ready to taxi.
Let me turn off science tensions, by the way, since now we're on the ground. I don't want to hear comms anymore. Okay. Here we go. Chuck's make. For some reason, I'm unable to differentiate between your voice and mics. Lagging a bit behind, but I'll drop the comments as I catch up. Sorry about that, man. D3642 saying they're going to water salute you. Bravo Flight Sim. When is this program coming out? So, again, check the chat right there. I provided a link straight to the website to Sim Instructor. Let's go to site. There we go. So they do have a demo that's available. You can try it out right now. It's a 24-hour free demo. You can check it out for free, and you can see if this is for you or not. If you want to go through their pricing, I'm going to click pricing right now on their page. And again, this is directly off of their website. So the basic one-time purchase is $19.95. It's a general AI instructor, not specialized for any aircraft. It's going to give you voice and text interaction, dynamic menu options, and is compatible with Flight Sim 2020 and 2024. The standard, which they highlight as being the most popular feature right now, it's available for $29.95, one-time purchase again, and it gives you everything included in basic, 3 enhanced aircraft AI models, X-Plane and DCS support. Now that one is pretty awesome. You can use this on X-Plane and DCS, so I may try this on DCS, man. That's going to be interesting, especially on the Hornet. I can dominate the Viper. I can dominate the Warthog, no problem. The Hornet still... I still struggle to fly the Hornet and use the systems, so maybe I'll try it. Then you've got the Pro. The Pro feature, of course, being the more expensive purchase. This is a one-time purchase, $59.95 US. Full access with 7 aircraft picks and priority support. So everything in standard, 7 enhanced aircraft AI models, online ATC integration with VATSIM and IVO, and priority support. Now, these are their packages. If you go to that page, once again, you can see it gives you a better layout of their packages and what it covers. There's a lot of TBDs, right, to be determined. Again, guys, this is an alpha build very early on. And like right now, I'm showing that for the standard and pro licenses, DCS World has support, X-Plane has support, but the F-16C is showing as the standard and pro, saying more coming. So might be very primitive very early on in their support for DCS. So not 100% perfect. And again, guys, check the link. I sent it out a few minutes ago. Open it up if you want to read along with me. I'm just checking out everything so that I can answer questions as published. But I'm going to read off some of the airplanes that are covered. And you know what? Let me see if I can just grab another screen capture. Let me add a source here. Let's go to window capture. Where is it? There we go. Window capture. Uh-oh, it just went black. Okay, stand by, guys. I'm still here. Nope, that's not working. Okay. Disregard that. Okay, guys. So I'm just reading off right now. The general aviation aircraft covered. Cessna 172 with the G1000, the Piper PA-28 Dakota, that's with the Sim, the Cessna 172 steam gauges. So if you don't want to fly the G1000, you can also fly on the steam gauges. The Aero Elvira Optica, that weird looking little plane, you can also get support with that. Now, when you go through the website, you can open up each aircraft and it'll show you how many checklists what knowledge points are there and how many images and labels are associated with every aircraft. So of course the Cessna is probably going to be the most in-depth, but here we go. We've got a third-party one, the Kodiak 100. You get 16 checklists and you got 960 knowledge points attributed to that aircraft, and it'll show you the pricing, right? If you want to just get your basic package from Sim Instructor and you want to buy only specific aircraft, you can do that as well. Commercial airliners, this one really blew my mind. The Airbus 340-600, that's the one from Aerosoft and Tolless. Now, it's showing right now no checklists, but it does have 1,100 points of knowledge, which I'm assuming means that you can still talk to your instructor and he will guide you through some basic stuff. My disclaimer is, guys, again, I'm reading off the website. I don't have the full information just yet, so be mindful that commercial airliners and more complicated aircraft are probably going to be a little bit more limited than the Cessna. Okay, the Airbus 320neo, again, no checklist, 805 knowledge points, 5 images and 158 labels, PMDG 737, blah, 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 blah. Here we go. Another great one for career mode and for the default aircraft inside Flight Sim. The Cirrus Jet, right? The SF-50 Vision Jet, 14 checklists, 2,010 points of knowledge. Let's see, you've got the Airbus A400, the A10C, and you got the vintage and classic Curtiss C-46 Commando, 13 checklists. So again, guys, check out siminstructor.net. That is the website straight off that I'm reading off right now, and that way you guys can see. So it is available to purchase, or you can just do a 24-hour demo right now so you can try it out for yourself and determine if this is something that you want to invest into right now or if you want to wait a little bit further on. My personal advice, if you're on the fence, hey, just keep watching us as we continue to demo this product. Again, we're not just trying to push content out here or push programs just because we're being reached out by vendors and telling us, hey, can you check this out? We want to be honest, right? Does it provide any meaning and use right now to Flight Sim? Yes. Is it perfect? No. Can it help you? Absolutely. Am I going to be using it? Yes. And not only because we have a license, right, that was given to us by the developer, but because I believe in the value that this is going to ultimately give to our community of flight simmers, right? You guys know that Flight Sim is now available on PlayStation 5 and Xbox, right? It's been available for Xbox longer than it has on PlayStation. That means there's a plethora of new simmers, right? Whether they're young kids, preteens, adults, whatever it is, there's people out there that are now itching to go flying, but they might be a little bit intimidated. This is where this software, I think, could be great. Now, to answer one question that I can already see coming, is this going to be available for console? I don't know. And that might be something we'll have to look together here through the website, but it is available. Try the 24-hour demo, see if it works for you. I don't think in 24 hours you're really going to get the full experience that they really want you to go through. So my recommendation, start with the basic subscription or the basic pricing. It's $20, right? US dollars, one-time purchase, and you can see how that works for you. Let's see. Let's go to the chat. D3642 is asking or saying, I think a good starting point would be collaborating with Navigraph Academy, including this in their new virtual pilot program. Oh, that's a great idea. Jason, if you're watching this, hopefully you see this part. I'm going to reach out to you anyways with some feedback from our followers and our community of watchers. That's an awesome, awesome integration. So guys, again, this was a very simple, very different live stream that I've been doing lately. I wanted to finally give some airtime to Sim Instructor AI. If you caught this at the end portion of this video, go back to the very beginning and see how it works out. I think I'm like 70-80% happy. I don't think it's perfect, but for an alpha, I can't ask for more, honestly. I think it gives me exactly what I need. I asked the questions on the fly, some questions that you guys brought up as I was streaming, and the instructor seemed to have a response for pretty much everything. Just be mindful, like right now you see I've got my headset on for my actual headphones and the Yeti here. It seems like there was conflict when I had the microphone assigned to Say Intentions and the Sim Instructor software. But if you're not going to be using Say Intentions and you want to just practice on your own, then that should be no problem. So guys, make sure you check out the website. If you got any further questions, feel free to go through the website. Pretty simple to understand. I think it's awesome. I can't wait to see what this product looks like 6 months from now, heck, even a year from now. And I get the feeling that they're going to be there during this year's Flight Sim Expo. When I reached out back to Jason from Sim Instructor, I asked him if we had interacted with him last year at the expo, and he said no, because he was only visiting, and he came up with this idea along with his instructors and people working on the program after the expo. So I don't know, I get a funny feeling these guys are gonna step up their game even further, so I'm looking forward to it. Hey, D3642 forgot to ask, do you have Discord? Yes, we do have Discord. We're rarely on there, to be honest, because we manage most of our communications through email, especially when our viewers reach out or vendors reach out. Every now and then, yeah, we'll have some people reach out through Discord, and but yeah, I'm not on it as much as I should be. But one of these days, we're going to open up a little public event. We're going to have people join us, maybe for a multiplayer flight, and at that point, we'll publish further details. But yes, we are on Discord. All right, guys. Well, if you guys don't have anything else, again, feel free, if you're watching this in the future, drop some comments. Let us know what you think you should or want to see as a consumer from a product like this, and what is maybe holding you back from making that purchase. In full transparency, no, we're not getting any commissions, we're not anything like that, right? We're just getting a first-hand tryout of this software to get feedback from ourselves, right? Myself and Captain Flacco, who run this page, and from our community of followers. So the more feedback you guys give us, whether positive or negative, the better overall it'll be for this software, because we want to relay that over to Jason and his team in Sim Instructor AI. And I think they're going to take this very seriously and keep maturing and developing the program the way that it should be. And I'm really curious, maybe next time I'm going to take it up on one of the airliners that is supported and just see how it handles it, because I'm very eager. Guys, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you for watching and tuning in. Again, Captain Gonzo with that Flight Sim channel. This was a very different live stream, but I enjoyed it, and I am hoping that this product continues to mature and to develop further so that we get an even better flying experience. And you can definitely expect me to see me using this program in the coming weeks and months. I'm going to keep providing feedback to the team at Sim Instructor, and I'm going to rely on you guys as well to give us feedback. So I really would appreciate you guys taking those 15 seconds, 30 seconds to write out a comment and let us know what you think so that we can relay that back to the developing team. Okay, guys? Well, Captain Gonzo, that Flight Sim channel, wishing you all smooth landings, happy flying. We'll be seeing you on the next one, guys. Take care.